Welcome back. Today I want to share about my experiences with making movies. As many of you probably know, I am a video editor. And as many video editors do, in my spare time I dabble in movie making. Now, I don't aspire to be Steven Spielberg, but there is something inside of me that gets really excited at the thought of doing something entirely creative. Anything creative, in video form. A while ago, I teamed up with a friend of mine who goes by the Gargyle, and that's basically means a gargoyle who wears an argyle sweater. Wait, I said that wrong. And that is a gargoyle wearing an argyle sweater. And we made a movie. His name is Nathan, by the way. This movie was about a robot and a dinosaur, and it was called Retro and the Girl. He was the writer, director, and brainchild, and I was, well, the rest of the project. Now, before I continue, you should consider watching the actual movie, as everything I say here will make a lot more sense once you've seen it. And you can watch it here. I'll wait. Okay, moving on. As you saw, well, if you watched the movie, we had action figures as our stars. Now, the robot was really difficult to work with at times, but I thought the soldier's legs made a really great debut. Wow, that was really stupid, I'm so sorry. In order to plan for the movie, we actually used a video storyboard. As he was the director, this was a very effective way for me to understand what his vision was, and just to remember what exactly we were going to do on shoot day. I'll go ahead and play a few clips so you can see what that process looked like.
Kind of flies in like that. It does this whole thing, and it's kind of doing that thing. And then you see the missile coming in, and it explodes. Like, turn him and tilt him down, like he's looking at the camera down here. And that's when the lasers come out. A dude running out of woods, and he kind of runs past it, running out of woods towards camera, and we have him jump. We have him land on the dude.
The opening scene with the helicopters took some planning. Because we only had 4 buildings, we had to shoot the helicopter a few different ways and then edit the clips together pretty quickly. We also adjusted the position of the buildings a little so that when you watched it back, it would look like the city was bigger than it was, or at least it would look like the buildings weren't in the same order. Also, the missile colliding with the helicopter had to be shot a few times so it would look convincing. As convincing as a helicopter getting hit with a plastic missile flying into an aluminum building would look. And then there were the effects. I can never find satisfactory robot sounds, so I ended up putting a few mechanical sounds together to create the sound of the robot walking. You know, the whir boom noise. As audio is a passion of mine, this is not something I necessarily mind, but I always end up spending more time than I should on one specific sound. I just kind of get lost in it. And then the visual effects were a beast to create, especially the part where the buildings looked like they were actually hit with explosive projectiles. For that, I dove into Video Copilot. I love that site. Another memorable scene was the ending. You know, when the 2 I-beams shoot and make a heart on the side of the building, and then the heart flies in front of the camera, and then there's a caption that's written under it. That scene I intentionally left sound effects off because I felt like the music created a very pleasant environment, and sound effects just took away from the feeling we were trying to create. What I learned from this experience is that there is no story too dumb to tell if you have the passion to do it. While this is not the finest movie out there, we are definitely proud of the monster we created. No pun intended. Well, maybe a little pun intended. And we have a sequel planned, although it's kind of in production purgatory at the moment. So the final thought I want to share is this. If you have a story to tell, don't fret over the concept. Just tell the story. Some people are going to love it and some people are going to hate it. Often the haters are louder than the people who like it, but the compliments are so rewarding that it makes up for it. Well, mostly. Okay, well that about does it for this week. Please leave comments, let me know what you think. And if you enjoyed this, please consider subscribing. And if you haven't already, make sure you check this out. And with that, I'll see you next week.